Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Starting off locally here in Trinidad and Tobago, People's National Movement, PNM, General Secretary Foster Cummings, Saint Cummings, has been served with a court order compelling that the party provide financial and other records to explain the funding of the multi-million-dollar construction of Balize House. Now, even though the TTPS refuses to admit, or the state refuses to admit that this is political, I don't believe that at all. I believe it's justified, though. I believe that it should be done. There should be an investigation into how it is PNM acquired millions of dollars to build that mansion. This was highlighted by the Ground Report many times throughout the years. And I want justice to be served if any crime was committed. If any crime was committed. But look at it in this case. No one has been arrested, no. No one has been detained, though. The Express understands that since last week, Friday, police have been trying to serve the court order unsuccessfully and was only able to serve Cummings at around 12:15 a.m. on Thursday at Piarco International Airport as he returned from a trip abroad. Well, the man was abroad. That's why he was unable to be able to serve it, I guess. I guess he couldn't give it to anybody else. But why had to go and do it at the airport? Why TTPS only doing this thing? Is it just to paint a picture as though you capturing or you going after somebody that is running away, a fugitive? You could have served him at his office or at his home. Sources said two special branch officers took Cummings aside and informed him of the service which he accepted and signed for receiving. On Tuesday, two police constables went to Balize House, or as I call it, Balize Temple, and requested information relating to the trustees of Balize House and other details concerning its management. They were informed that Cummings was not in office at the time and were directed instead to the PNM chairman, Marvin Marvelous Gonzalez. Marvelous Marva. Opposition leader Penelope Beckles is currently out of the country as well. Last Friday, High Court Judge Margaret Mohammed granted an order to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service requiring the PNM to explain the funding for the multi-million-dollar construction of its Balize House headquarters in Port of Spain. The question is, why did TTPS never conducted this type of investigation in the past? Hey, UNC people, so this is definitely political. I have no issue with it, but it's political. The police were given 7 days to serve the order. The application alleged there are reasonable grounds to suspect that. Now, that's the only thing, maybe because they were running all the time, that's why they tried to go and meet him by the airport instead of waiting until he went home, because they wasn't sure if he would end up going home one time or whatever. Maybe that's the reason why. The total wealth of the respondents exceeds the value of their lawfully obtained wealth. The total wealth of the respondents exceed $500,000. The property is questioned. $500,000, and this is a multi-million-dollar property from what I heard. The property in question is owned by the respondents or is under the effective control, and the property was obtained through the commission of a specified offense. The police are asking the court to compel the PNM and its trustees to file declarations and answer questions relating to their assets and wealth. A preliminary unexplained wealth order is an investigative mechanism under the Civil Asset Recovery and Management and Unexplained Wealth Act, which allows authorities, with the approval of the court, to require individuals or entities to explain the origin of assets where there are reasonable grounds to suspect that the wealth was derived from unlawful conduct. No one believes, I don't even believe, even PNM patriots believe that PNM acquired millions of dollars to build that temple via raffle tickets and cake sales and stuff like that. You all need to come and help the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to generate funds too via these kind of fundraising events that you all have. Millions of dollars. Okay then, PNM.
Weather report for Trinidad and Tobago on Friday, July 17, 2026. On Friday, July 17, 2026, Trinidad and Tobago is forecasted to experience high temperatures of 30 degrees Celsius to 32 degrees Celsius and lows around 25 degrees Celsius to 26 degrees Celsius. According to the Trinidad and Tobago Meteorological Service, conditions will be generally fair but hazy due to mild to moderate Saharan dust concentrations. Winds will blow from the east to east-southeast at 5 to 40 km per hour with occasional stronger gusts. Moderate seas are expected with open water waves hitting heights of 1.5 meters to 2.0 meters. Sheltered areas will stay calmer at 1.0 meters to 1.5 meters. Spring tides remain in effect. Sensitive individuals should take necessary health precautions as the presence of Saharan dust will reduce air quality and visibility.
Regional news now. Jamaica's Ministry of Health and Wellness is completing assessments to finalize costings for the renovation of health centers impacted by Hurricane Melissa. Continue to hope and pray that no sort of dangerous storm, no hurricane will pass anywhere near Jamaica this year, God's willing, in Jesus' name. Portfolio Minister, because they're still in recovery mode, people. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said that about 100 health centers in the 5 worst affected parishes are being prioritized for attention. The parishes are St. Elizabeth, Trelawney, Hanover, Westmoreland, and St. James. Dr. Tufton informed that engineers are in the field doing the analysis and costings. The works undertaken included roof repairs, providing modern windows and doors, installing air conditioning units and solar panels for energy efficiency, tiling of the floors, furnishing, and upgrading of bathroom facilities for staff and patients. That is good news. International news now. President Volodymyr Zelensky has initiated a major shakeup of Ukraine's wartime leadership, dismissing Defense Minister Mikhailo Fedorov after just 6 months in office. The removal of the 35-year-old defense chief, known for spearheading Ukraine's military modernization, has sparked public protests in Kyiv and triggered high-level military resignations, including that of Air Force Deputy Commander Pavlo Yelezarov. During his brief tenure, Fedorov earned widespread praise for integrating advanced technology into Ukraine's defense systems, launching the highly successful Army of Drones initiative and blocking Russian access to Starlink satellite networks. That's really good work. You'll fire a man like that. Under his leadership, Ukraine conducted highly effective asymmetric campaigns, deploying low-cost drone technology to target Russian oil infrastructure and isolate Crimea. All that is good, things to really be given credit for. On the very day of his dismissal, Fedorov announced the successful testing of a new domestically produced ballistic missile. Despite these technological achievements, intense friction behind the scenes ultimately led to his ouster. So because you can't get along with someone, you will let go this individual who was actually probably assisting you in a very significant way. Not even probably, actually assisting you in a significant way to probably overpower and defeat Putin and his minions. Fedorov recently confirmed long-standing rumors of a severe tactical clash with Ukraine's top military commander, General Alexander Syrsky. So you are allowed, did this general do as much for you all these years as this man has done? Sources close to the ministry indicated that Fedorov's fast-paced digital-first forums routinely collided with the traditional military bureaucracy favored by the general staff. Utter nonsense. Failure, boy. Fail grade for you, boy, Zelensky, boy. Analysts also know that Fedorov's immense popularity and independent relationships with Silicon Valley leaders and international allies had created political discomfort with the president's inner circle. Addressing the public backlash, President Zelensky said that he understands and respects the protests that followed the decision, and emphasizing that Ukrainians are entirely free to express their views. Well, okay then, well, that's good. Zelensky defended a reshuffle as a necessary step to restore structural harmony and eliminate ongoing friction between the military high command and the defense ministry. Yeah, but what you're doing is undermining your whole nation's objective to defeat the Russians. That is so counterproductive. It's foolish. He confirmed that Fedorov will remain a key part of his administration with the new rule to be announced at a later date. What you did there was still foolish, Zelensky. Totally foolish.
Bible quote of the day. Psalms chapter 2, verses 1 to 4. The rebellion of nations. Why do the nations rage and the peoples plot in vain? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, Let us burst their bonds apart and cast away their cords from us. He who sits in the heavens laughs, the Lord holds them in derision.
Folks, that brings us to the end of today's headline news. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe, most of all, in Jesus' name.